Let me ask you something. You're scrolling through Instagram. Someone your age, maybe even younger, is standing next to a Lamborghini, holding a designer bag, posting from a rooftop pool in Dubai. The caption says something like, "Discipline over everything. The grind never stops." And for a split second, you feel behind. Like somehow you're doing life wrong. But here's what nobody tells you about that photo. That Lamborghini was rented for $200 an hour. The hotel pool belongs to a resort that charges $50 just to sit there. And that person, they're 3 credit cards deep and quietly stressed about rent. Welcome to the fake rich lifestyle. And it's costing real people, maybe even you, very real money. Here's the trap that social media set for an entire generation. For most of human history, you only compared yourself to people around you. Your neighbors, your co-workers, the people in your town. That was your financial reference point. Then came social media, and suddenly your reference point became the entire internet. Now you're not comparing yourself to your neighbor who drives a Honda. You're comparing yourself to the highlight reel of 10,000 strangers, the ones who only post when they're on vacation, buying something expensive, or winning at life. Psychologists call this social comparison theory. Our brains are wired to measure ourselves against others. It's an ancient survival instinct. But that instinct was never built for Instagram. It was built for a village of 150 people, not an audience of billions. And here's where it gets dangerous. When we constantly see a lifestyle, even a fake one, our brain starts treating it as the normal standard. The bar shifts, and suddenly a perfectly good life starts feeling like failure. So what exactly is the fake rich lifestyle? It's the pattern of looking wealthy instead of building wealth. It's buying the luxury sneakers on a payment plan, leasing a BMW you can't afford because the monthly payment feels manageable, booking the expensive vacation and putting it on credit because everyone else seems to be traveling, buying the newest phone the day it drops, not because you need it, but because not having it feels like falling behind. Think of it this way. Imagine 2 people. Let's call them Alex and Jordan. Alex makes $60,000 a year. Alex drives a new leased SUV, wears designer clothes, eats out 5 times a week, and always has the latest gadgets. Alex's Instagram looks incredible. But Alex has almost zero savings, carries $8,000 in credit card debt, and one emergency away from a financial crisis. Jordan also makes $60,000 a year. Jordan drives a used car, cooks most meals at home, buys regular clothes, and doesn't post much online. But Jordan saves and invests $1,000 every single month. 5 years later, Alex still looks rich. Jordan is getting rich. Quietly. Invisibly. With no audience. This is the core difference between performing wealth and building wealth. One is a show. The other is a strategy. Now here's the psychology that makes this so hard to escape. There's a concept called lifestyle inflation. As people earn more, or even just feel social pressure to spend more, their expenses rise to match. The problem isn't just that people are spending. It's that the spending rises faster than the income. So no matter how much more they make, there's never anything left over. And social media accelerates lifestyle inflation like nothing before it. Every ad is personalized. Every influencer is selling you an identity. And here's the sneaky part. It doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like inspiration. You're not being told to buy something. You're being shown a life and asked, "Don't you want this?" There's also something called the Diderot effect, named after an 18th century French philosopher who received a gift of a beautiful scarlet robe. And suddenly, everything else in his home looked cheap by comparison. So he replaced one thing, then another, until he had spent himself into debt, all chasing a feeling of harmony with that one expensive robe. Sound familiar? You buy one premium item and suddenly your whole life needs an upgrade to match. That's not a personal failure. That's a documented psychological pattern, one that billion-dollar companies are actively exploiting every time you open your phone. So what do you actually do with this? First, redefine what rich looks like in your head. Real wealth isn't loud. It doesn't drive the flashiest car. It doesn't need your validation. Real wealth is options. It's waking up and choosing how you spend your day. It's having 3 months of expenses saved so a job loss doesn't destroy you. It's investing consistently so that money starts working instead of just you. Second, audit your spending for social performance. Look at your last 30 days of expenses and ask honestly, did I buy this because I needed it or because of how it would look? You might be surprised how many purchases were really just content for a life you're performing rather than living. Third, understand that the real game is invisible. The people who are genuinely building wealth, investing in index funds, buying assets, building skills, aren't posting about it. Not because they're hiding it, but because it's boring to watch. A graph slowly going up over 10 years doesn't get likes. A rented Lamborghini does. But one of those actually changes your life. Here's the thought I want to leave you with. Every dollar you spend trying to look wealthy is a dollar that could have been working toward actually being wealthy. The fake rich lifestyle doesn't just drain your bank account, it drains your future. Social media gave everyone a stage. And a lot of people confuse the stage for the destination. The most powerful financial move you can make in the age of highlight reels? Stop performing for an audience that isn't paying your bills. And start building something real, even if nobody sees it. Because one day, the people watching the show will still be watching. And you'll be free. If this made you think differently about how you see money, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more breakdowns like this, you know where to find us.